Welcome back, Wales. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you had a great weekend. If you celebrated Juneteenth in advance, tell us down below what you actually did. Hey, cousin. And tonight's topic is going to be on. So, let me get this straight. For Black women and Black men, this is for us tonight. Or outsiders, you can listen if you want, because we definitely put on a show, especially in media. So, the bigger Black men, we hype them up. They could be greasy as hell in a Nike sweatsuit, and we gonna call them Zaddy King. Try to take them from their wife and do all of these things. But it's very interesting when it comes to a plus size Black woman. There's not any support the same way. And don't let her have confidence. If she has confidence, how dare she? So instead of celebrating her and doing all the amazing things that you should do to uplift a Black woman because you came from one, it would probably start there. Her confidence and curves actually throws you off. So you make it a joke. You say you care about her health and all of those things. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. In addition to, we do have two hot topics that will actually help you guys. So we will jump right in and get started after our co-host introduces herself.
Hi, everybody, and happy Taco Tuesday. Hope you guys are staying hydrated now that it's getting hot.
Mhm. Do you think it's strange that Black women clap for everybody, even the bellies and beards, but we don't get that same energy back?
That they clap for who?
We clap for everybody, but when it comes for us to get that same energy back, we don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm. I wonder why that is. Well, here we go. Let's talk about it. So before we get started, while everybody's coming in, let me show you something. There's some black entrepreneurs that started a automobile company, but also within that repair shop, they also have where you can get your nails and your hair done. So while you're in there learning about your car and waiting for their car, and they educate you, you can get your nails and hair done. Do you know how happy I would be?
For real.
That was
That's how
pure
it take.
genius.
It takes that long for it, and all you can get all that stuff done as long as they take.
No, for real. Sometimes you can get a whole braided head. And then that also puts the pressure on them as well. If more mechanics did that, we know the men not. Because y'all like for us to drop our cars off and leave, and then you get to it when you feel like it. Even when we made an appointment and stuff like that, it always takes forever. I went in
Hmm.
for an express oil change that cost me $357 million on the Infinity, and it took 2 hours. How would it take 2 hours? I don't understand. That was
I
my
need to see
time.
if they open on Thursday because I need to go too.
They're not out here. Of course, they're not out here. But baby, when I tell you, if y'all want to expand, I'm gonna need y'all to start in the IE or LA County of California, and that would be great. Okay, start there because a lot of us that work from home as well. Now, what I do like when you go into our car company, we have the same car, ironically. When you go into our car company, they do have portals where you can plug in for those of us that work from home. So that is kind of an asset. But I would like to get my hair and my nails done. So I feel more comfortable with the $3 million that I just spent on putting air in my tires, and I can enjoy myself while I get it done. Relieve the pressure. Relieve the pressure. So
Give us a drink or
congratulations.
something in there. Yeah.
Girl, do something. So on the other note, on the other side of things, we all know that my background is in this is a bunch of things, but HR is one of them. So I saw something today, and it was that hold on, is it coming up? Y'all, StreamYard is not it today. I promise it's not. If wanting to cancel a show was a person for today, that was me. Just because. Okay, so this couple here, well, yeah, they're a couple. So unfortunately, rest in peace to the officer who lost his life, and she is the mother of the child. Of course, look at the way they wrote it up. Decorated officer, all of these things, and they exhausted her PTO because she wanted to take time off because he passed away and they have children together. You guys see anything wrong with this? Do you know what's wrong with it, Ro?
Not really, because I'm trying to, I turned my phone and my thing around so I can't really see the screen. Hold on.
Okay, so it says the ex-wife of fallen Bloomfield officer Timothy says her employer denied her bereavement, they used all her PTO and threatened possible termination if she missed any more work. She says while they weren't legally married, the two were working on their relationship and caring for their daughters together. What's wrong with that?
Your phone keep going in and I mean your computer is going in and out.
Am I going in and out to everybody else or just Rose?
Yeah, let us know.
Please
Because
let us know.
you keep on going in and out to me.
Okay.
I
Well,
think, but I do know in other companies, you don't have to be married long as it's your legal spouse. But I think you have to have it on your paperwork somewhere.
oh, you mean domestic partner?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. I am not Ro. We'll fix that later because I know you switched to a different thing. Okay, so let me tell you what is wrong with that. Let's see. That's still her family and fiance in a sense. Okay. Okay. Well, those are good things. They're not covered in bereavement.
A girl got fired from a job I worked at because of this same thing, and it was her fiance, but because she never put him on her paperwork as her domestic partner or anything, when he passed away, um, they let her use her time off in her PTO, but she had barely got hired, probably like 4 months before that. And
Oh,
yeah, she ended up, they was like, you got to come to work or you going to get fired. And she had to come to work. And it was like sad seeing her at work because of the way he passed away and everything. So she would be at work basically crying all day long. And it was like she had to come to work or she would get fired. She ended up just quitting because she was like, she can't do it. Like she can't come to work every day like this.
yeah. It is very sad. It is. It is extremely sad. Think about um even if it is your spouse or your child and you just started you're a month in and you don't have those benefits yet.
Mm-hmm.
Companies are structured the way that they are structured and it's across the US. You typically get for bereavement 3 days.
Three
The
days.
max that I have seen is 5. She has been off since February. They left that part out. So the company has done her a solid because they did not have to. Um, if you are not an immediate family member, then that person is not covered under bereavement. They didn't make her use her time. She could have taken it off and not been paid. That's your choice. She could also go and get taken off and utilize her FMLA. So there are other things that she could have done, but what you can't do is tell the company that they are responsible for how you function afterwards because she could also have insurance. That way she requests to take time off, utilize her FMLA, and you utilize your insurance to cover it. You want the company to pay because you were working on your relationship and raising your daughters together. That is all personal. That is
Yeah,
all
yeah.
personal. Hmm.
I said, yeah, that is.
It is. Think about the person that think about, and this is a stretch, Nick Cannon. How many baby mamas do you have? So the company's supposed to give you time off if something happens to each one of those baby mamas. That's just not the way that it works. So when people say things like marriage is just a piece of paper and things like that, it's not a piece of paper. It's the security. It offers you the the benefits that come with having that role, with being in that space. An ex-wife, you weren't legally married. So how can you expect me to what legal how is this even in the newspaper? And I notice how they worded it as well. You made sure to call out that he was a officer. You gave his first and last name, but where's her name? But you gave his name because you wanted to pull at people's hearts and say, "Oh my gosh, that is so wrong. I can't believe that happened." What can't you believe? It's work. If it was your company, how would you feel if somebody made you pay? Look, I have had a lot of passings in my family, and Just think if I would have took off for each one of those a long time. Some of those were not covered by bereavement. I took those days off and I paid for it because it meant that much to me. And I made sure that I was covered. But I didn't look at my company negatively for that. But there's other ways that you can do it. Go to your doctor and have him take you off under medical leave. And you can do it that way. If you are in a company that does not have medical leave, then you should have had outside medical leave, because there's other things you can have, like a AFLAC and things like that, if your company doesn't cover it.
Mhm.
It's your job and responsibility to cover you and your family, not your employers. It's just not. So it's nothing wrong with what they did. If anything, the purpose of it being in news should be to open people's eyes, because ironically, 90% of the comments were saying, oh, I thought marriage was just a piece of paper. I thought marriage was just a piece of paper. It's funny how when you want to utilize the benefits of marriage, then you want to write something like this, but you will also tell, not that she did, but you will also tell somebody that's married, I don't know why married people got the worst problems, blah blah blah. Yeah, but baby, I got some insurance policies that are a little different than yours.
Right.
They just are, in case something happens. And those of you that have children with somebody and you're not married to them, you could still cover yourself. Make sure that you have the insurance and have those things in place, because the bigger deal is that if the parent goes away while you're in labor, we've had that happen to somebody that was delivering at the hospital, their baby daddy left and never returned. You want to make sure that you can supplement so that your child is okay. So start taking life insurance and those type of things into more consideration, because it's not your job's responsibility. It's not everybody else's responsibility either. And things can happen, especially with a police. Don't you think that's strange with a police? If he was a police officer, then the kids should have.
They should have pension from him.
Right. And life insurance should
Yep.
go to them, which would then go to her. So even more, why is this in there? Girl, use the money you got to take the time off. And it's usually at least one times the salary. So if something happened and you can't stay at your job, you at least have a year to find another one. If it's more important for you to be with your kids, sometimes we have to make those tough calls. I wouldn't want to be in her position. And I
Mhm.
do understand, but I understand, and it's not fair to do that to a company as if they did something to you, because
Right.
I own a company and I'm sure a lot of you do too. You're entrepreneurs. So that was that. I thought that was interesting that most people didn't even know, like in the comments, that it's another way you could have did it. And unfortunately, not every job is going to tell you how to do it, because they provided it to you in paper. So they don't want to tell you how to do it. But if you ask, they have to tell you. But I always felt like it was my responsibility to lay out all the options and educate the person, because I know what it's like to be at work and you can't function. And it's not cool. It's not cool. And no job made me do that, by the way. That was my choice. Um, it is what it is. So the plus size, the plus size community. You know what I've noticed? It is it is very true. You can go on to social media and see someone. No shaming, please. This is not for body shaming. I am fat. This is simply saying that these things are not right, and we're going to address them because it's really, frankly, out of control. The plus size Black woman is the most disrespected one, and I don't understand. Like, it's a whole plague, but you're the same ones that be in our inbox, and it's from a certain group of people. It's just on social media a lot more. But when you think about the plus size people in your family, how many are not in a relationship, don't have kids? Even my 600-pound life, they be on there with full husband, kids, and everything. So clearly, we're not the most hated for real, just the most pushed out into media and hated. But it doesn't feel good when you look and see that other Black men are also. What, Ro? I know you want to say something because I mentioned
I'm
my
just
sister.
laughing because of the 600-pound life, because they always have boyfriends and husbands.
They do, and they be
They
taken care
always
of.
do.
They don't be
They be
homeless.
really taking care of them people too.
They do. They do. And
uh,
most got with them when they were like probably a weight where you obviously could still move around, but
Right.
uh they didn't just leave, and it don't be no horrible people
It
all the
don't. I don't be understanding it. That's why I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, if they can get, I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know if they be paying them or what, because I'll just be at a loss of words.
So we did a show before on feederism. Feederism. That is where you essentially, it's like a think of a OnlyFans. Think of an OnlyFans type of platform where you can pay to see the person directly. They also put out content of them eating. So a step further than a mukbang. Um, or actually take mukbang and put it there, but it's plus size people. And you can pay them directly to eat a certain thing. You send the money for them to eat a certain thing, and you pay them to eat that thing, and you're the only one in the room. So you pay for private sessions and all of these things, and they make a whole lot of money. So for
I ain't
me,
never heard of this.
feederism, we did a show on feederism.
I don't remember now. You know, my mind be gone.
Yeah, where the girls were and guys were really, really big, and they get paid to eat. And you could Google it and everything. It's all kind of platforms and everything. We did a show on it before. Um, did you say sign you up for feeders? No.
Girl, shoot, I need to sign myself up. Like, what do you want me to eat? After that, I'll go throw up.
Y'all are too small. No. And they want to see you weigh in. They want to see you gain weight.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
like it like entices them. And it's a lot of women on those platforms, which was y'all Google it. Google it and come back and tell me I'm lying. Let me tell you something I'm not going to do. You're never going to have a tell all about me that I came on and lied. You're not, because I don't lie. We keep it real over here. I'd rather shut my mouth than lie. Just saying.
I gotta look it up again because I really don't remember.
You
Oh,
have
so you gotta
to.
be big?
Yes, you have to be
Girl, I sure would go in there and be like, what y'all
fast.
want me to eat? Soon as I finish, I'm going to go throw up.
Oh
That's
my
what I
God.
think they used to do on Man versus Food. Because I would be like, how is that man not fat?
Oh, so on Man versus Food, quick caveat, you guys, since she asked, on Man versus Food, when they eat like that, you mean the smaller people that can eat a lot, but they don't gain weight, right?
Yeah, like that man on Man versus Food, he wasn't a small person, but he wasn't a big person either.
They diet the whole rest of the time. Kind of like B Love, she will have that one meal for that day, but
Oh,
then,
like a fast. They fast
yes,
until it's time for them to eat.
yes, and they eat really healthy when they're not recording, or they might do a weekend and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's their recordings for the whole week. And then the whole rest of the week, they work out, drink their water, take their vitamins. They're actually healthy. They do healthy things. Like that girl Raina that's out here, the Asian girl, she is super, super small, and she eats more than anybody. She wins all the eating contests that we have out here, all of them. She ate a 20-pound burrito in less than 30 minutes. In 30 minutes. It had everything in it. Every meat, everything, including French fries. Yes,
Girl,
she
I'll
did.
probably eat 5 bites and be like, I can't eat no more.
I would look at it and be full.
Yeah, and
And
then you can't,
uh,
and then you can't eat and drink because drinking make you
they be
more full.
drinking. Bro, they be drinking. I'll be like, so for me, it makes me full. So let me tell y'all something. Until I was in my 20s, I thought people had two stomachs. I thought there was one for food and one for water,
Girl.
but I
Oh,
could
like take
never
that one with
understand.
food away. Take mine with food away then.
Right? But I thought I did until I was in my 20s. I was like, why am I always so full if I drink and something carbonated really does it? So
Yeah.
anybody can tell you cannot name a single person that's ever told that could tell you that I've one finished a meal, two binge ate, three eat horrible. You can't. Some people are just plus size. And on our next show, we will get into the specifics. We're going to talk about plastic surgery, weight loss surgery, different methods to lose weight, and things that Black women essentially go through, and plus size women, because that is the branding of this channel. And We have some medium-sized people that unfortunately, once they step on the scale, they are considered plus size and they have had work done as well. So it looks a little different for us. Couldn't believe it at all, at all. So let me show you. So this guy, remember, no bullying. This guy is on the internet, on TikTok mostly, and he is working on losing weight, learning to be okay with the word fat and things like that. I think I keep using it because the word is not derogatory. Now, obviously, if somebody, just like somebody could say bitch, and you're like, okay, cool. And then they say, you fat bitch, then it's derogatory. I want to take the word and own it. I'm not uncomfortable with being called fat. I'm just not. But I understand why people would be. And it's probably other things that I have as triggers. But in his comments, because he's saying that he's losing weight, and sorry guys, I didn't want to pull up the comments, but because the ones for the girls are so bad. But for him, it's we so proud of you. Keep going. This is amazing. Things like that, right? Then, unfortunately, let me see if this is it. For her, she puts up her picture or does a video and is saying, like it's a voiceover. You know how you use a trending voice one. And it's like, oh, who gonna buy my lunch today? Who gonna buy my drink today? Blah, blah, blah. The people in the comments was so mean. I also don't want to post the comments because I didn't blur the names out and I don't want bullying. I want all of these people to be supported though. But I don't want bullying, like if you see a comment that you don't like and it triggers you, because no bullying here. We're gonna grow as a people. We are. The world is taking a turn. So anyway, then her comments telling her she shouldn't be worried about nobody doing nothing for her. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for her. She's not beautiful. All of these things. Why did you have to come for her? Why do you think adults do that? Why can't they just leave it there? And it was majority Black men.
People just like that now. I don't even know why people do half the things they do. I think people are just bullies behind computers now because they know people really can't get to them, so they're not going to have no consequences about it. That's the only thing I could think of why people say and do the things they do on social media now.
Okay. Okay. So that is an excellent, excellent cliffhanger. So let me tell you. Um, Also, before we go any further, make sure that you hit the like button, especially if you've had to do a good clap back at somebody for getting on your nerves, for calling you anything other than your name. Go ahead and do it. Listen, AI is out of control. So there is
For real.
it was an African woman who sat on a live platform on TikTok. She works in the medical field. And on that particular live, she was talking about how she doesn't like to provide like assistance to her African American patients, but she's here. So she was saying that or whatever. And y'all, she got fired. Somebody found out
He
her
should have
real.
got.
Yes, they backed into who she was, who her husband was, and everything. And they called the hospital and she got fired because they was like, how can you feel like this about a particular race and provide care? We can't trust you to provide care. And then she went, the way I found out is because she was on another platform again and they was talking about it and she was like, oh, that was me. And she was like, yes, can you believe they fired me?
Like, girl, go back to your country then. Go back to your country. But you know, we've been talked about this stuff. They
Bro,
think they do not like, they don't really care for African Americans. They think they are superior to us. But you being in healthcare and you a nurse,
how
like,
could you
how
even say that? How could you even say
she
that?
needed
Like,
to be fired. She needed to be fired. And if I
that
worked
doesn't
with her,
even
I
make
would have
no
made
sense.
sure she got fired. I don't like people that do stuff like that. You
Well,
know,
Ro,
I don't
they
like
let her go. And
as they
I
should.
have told people over and over, and people don't listen. The one girl that was going live while she was working for a call center, and I inboxed her, a younger girl, and I was like, sweetheart, that's not, you shouldn't do that because technology is too widespread right now, especially if you have a big platform. If something goes viral, it could easily, you're live too, it could easily slip through, and you could hear the other person's voice. Some people know a person just by hearing the voice. And what if that get back to you? Don't do that while you're working. You can't work while you work for a company and they're letting you work from home, and you showing us that you in a robe, you're not prepared, because working from home, we're supposed to be prepared, which is why I tell y'all, I'm in pajamas most of the time, but my clothes stay right there, because if I need to get on a call, I could quickly put on a button up and be good. And you have to be able to do that. Um, and she's a call center. That means back to back. My meetings are scheduled. Mine are, hey, Asia, can you jump on a call? I have time to do that, right? If the phone rings automatically, like, y'all, I promise you, the girl blocked me, cussed me out. That's y'all old people, blah, blah. First of all, which I'm not old. Second, I was trying to help you. Third, I promise y'all, it wasn't an hour later. And you know when you're going through for you, something comes back up. Why was she talking to somebody called in, asked to speak to a manager, and she was like, why? And I'm like, oh, you scared? And they was like, I don't like what I just heard. I don't know what ended up happening. She never popped back up for me, but that was her business. What would make you do something like that? Even with these fat comments, do you realize that if you are fat phobic, what if it get back to your boss and your boss is plus size? What if it get back to another coworker and the
They do
coworker
too
then
much
starts
online
saying,
now and think that they can't. People screen record, people send people screen record, send it to somebody else. Like, you really have to be careful what you say on social media now.
you really do. You really do. And it's freedom of speech, but it's also freedom of consequences as
Mhm.
well. You can have any opinion that you want, but look at the braider lady. She got on live and gave her opinion and rah rah rah, and baby, I haven't seen her no more until she popped up like maybe 2 weeks ago, because she was upset that she didn't go to her son's graduation and instead went to London to supposedly accept an award, and she got there and they act like they didn't know her, and she was like saying that in her post, why are you guys not like big up at me anymore? You guys are making me look bad while I'm here, and crying about that. And everybody was like, you don't think your son crying because you missed his graduation?
Yeah.
I was like, people just don't. And all she was talking about was God. So y'all don't get the little bumps that come first. Y'all just, okay. So that didn't work in her favor. Be careful what you do and say online. You can absolutely tell your experience. But my best advice, keep it authentic. But when you want to do that real raw stuff, I suggest you do that with your friends that are really your friends. Because at a
Mhm.
certain point, you can't trust them no more either, because everybody want to expose and all this stuff. By the way, expose. Let me show you the other plus size girl. All these people is coming. Always come for her. And you probably could probably guess who I'm gonna put up, because I just love her. She looks like a cute little cabbage patch to me. This ain't the best picture. Don't judge me. I just needed to get something.
I knew it was gonna be her.
So when we speak about it being a double standard, or anytime a black woman walks into a room with confidence and curves, suddenly it's either crickets, so you don't rally for her, or it's comedy. For her, it's insults and it's comedy, because I feel like once they found out that she was married and saw how her husband treats her and loves on her, and they just have so much fun together, and she don't really let nothing bother her um on the camera. I'm pretty sure she's had moments where it's just gotten to be like too much. But either way, her man is right there and not on camera. You could just hear him behind the camera because he's there for her. I think, not I think, the comments be saying stuff like, and I can't even get a call back. And I'm still single. Maybe because you're mean.
I don't ever say nothing about her, but I do feel like she's very unhealthy. Like I feel like she should
That's
not
fair.
be doing it to herself. But I don't ever say nothing bad about her. Like I'm surprised she got a husband because they'll be the ones that be having husbands. But I do feel like she's very unhealthy in that she is going to unalive herself. Like is that's she's small and she's too big. That's too much. Her heart has
Short.
to, yeah. Her heart has to work too hard. Like that's very unhealthy what she's doing.
So to be fair, um, I'll let you in on a little something. I'm going to do a video about it because I want you to come for me all by myself, just in case you do. I am plus size. I have been fat my whole life. I do not promote being fat. I do not want my nieces to be fat. I do not want my goddaughter to be fat. I don't want to be fat, but I don't want to be skinny. That's never going to change. I don't want to be skinny, but I do not promote, celebrate um, being fat. What I celebrate and promote is that you should love yourself
Yeah.
every day, no matter what. You should
Mhm.
be comfortable. You should step out with your best foot forward. You should enjoy experiences in life. You should do life exactly how you want to do it. If you are okay with it's some people that do drugs and they'll say, oh, I'm going to do it to the end because that's what makes me happy. I'm going to drink until the end. That's what makes me happy. Some of y'all open your legs and allow people to enter or are in between people's legs unsafely, and you're going to go out the same way. So, how you judge somebody, that's your business. And gluttony is not just fat, gluttony is anything overdone.
Being yeah, because
So,
you can be skinny and then be unhealthy. That's what people don't understand either. Just because you skinny, that don't mean you healthy. But we really see it with a big person. But you
mhm,
can look at a skinny person, some skinny person, and be like, you are unhealthy. Like
mhm.
so, it's just I don't like that she's doing that to herself because she has got bigger since she got on that platform.
She has, and I went and looked today so that I could make sure or see what people was talking about. It's all about self now with some people. It is absolutely about self, and I feel like what people do is, you know, we are all guilty of it to some degree, but some of us do it the wrong way. Example: when I'm having a really bad day, like today has just been a interesting day, but not in a way that like depression, anxiety, just things have happened back to back that have literally been like, this can't be life. But when I wanted to feel better, I went online and found something that made me laugh, listen to a story from somebody. But here's what I don't delight in. I don't delight in stories where people are hurt. Um, somebody
Yeah,
is doing
that'll make
worse
your
than me. Yeah,
mhm. Make
that's
your feelings
not me.
go
That's
back
not
down.
cool.
That's why I
Right.
got off of social media today. Just this morning when I got on, I was like, Jesus Christ, starting off early in the morning, like R.
It's too
Kelly,
much.
then this, then this, then this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Like I
It's
got
a lot.
social media. And I just started watching documentaries after that. I was like, I cannot. I didn't even watch the Diddy thing today. I was like, it was. I don't know. It was something in me. It was just too like an overload today. I was like, I'm
And
not
that's
doing.
the healthy way to do things. But I feel like, because think about it, you guys, why would so many people follow? Yes, comedy is the best. It really is. The old school stuff that is really good. It just is relatable as well. I agree. Here's the thing, for that's the healthy way to do it. The healthy way to do it is to acknowledge that something is changing in you that's not, it doesn't feel good. So versus getting an attitude, lashing back, allowing the devil to take your whole day, you find something that reels you back in because you know it's not right. What I think some people do is hide behind a a camera and it's, I'm sorry, a keyboard. And I think it's so crazy when you click on somebody's profile, the men look really nice, but that don't mean they can't have the mentality as well. They go on and they find people that they are better than, kind of like that mentality that Jane, I can't say her name, I almost did, Jane had against Young Miami, the jealousy, the how. I think that they love finding somebody, oh, well, at least I'm not that bad. Oh, at least I'm doing better than them. And they could have just did a whole tray of Coke. How you better? The mere fact that you went on and you had to talk like this about somebody, how is it so many comments, Ro? That mean that they following these people. So why are you following them or allowing for that content if that's not what you want? Because they be on it like right away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you not realize that we think something is wrong with you for doing stuff like that? It's too much. I will let you in on a secret. I can't stand bad, misbehaved children. Sometimes when I'm looking at content, some of the stuff be funny, so it will come up, but stuff will get mixed in that goes against how I was raised, meaning it's an irritant. It gets on my nerves. Once that starts streaming in, I don't be on there talking about people's kids or doing all of that stuff. I back out and change what I'm looking at because I see that's where my algorithm is taking me. Why do I have to sit there and talk about you a bad parent? Like people do that kind of stuff. How do I know if you're a bad parent? I mean, unless you're letting a kid jump off a roof. I mean, that would be a little different, but people just be too comfortable dogging the crap out of people. Now, on the flip side, there is a certain subset of man that can honestly tell you that he loves a plus size woman. So let's take a look and say things for your mammy. If you got something bad to say, go say it to the plus size person in your family that you can help directly. We didn't ask you here. How about that? Because anybody's health can be bad. Do I think Cece's health is probably bad? I hope that she's checking it because Ro is a nurse and she is correct. Is her breathe? I'm worried about her breathing because she has big breasts, and when you lay down, things like that. But that's her life, her business.
Tell me why men play with heavier women and how come we don't deserve the same respect as smaller women?
Some men are afraid to deviate from what's expected of us. And the truth of the matter is that for what is still a very Eurocentric beauty standard, you are not the ideal model. And some men are afraid to deviate from that model and be seen doing that, right? That's the truth. Because it's not just big women, you know what I'm saying? Some men like dark women, like really, really do like dark-skinned women, but unfortunately, we just start pushing that for real the last, 3-4 years, you know what I'm saying? So some men are afraid to go after what they want. Some dudes really are okay with like a woman who may not have this or have that so long as she fine, but he afraid because his parents think he need to have. So what I'm saying with you're going to come across men who are attracted to you, but they're not brave enough to do so out loud. And I'm not saying that makes it okay. I'm not saying that you should find peace in that. I'm saying that we have to really get to the truth of the matter, sweetheart. And sometimes that is ugly. You feel me? What you should know is that because you have to work against that, that the man that's sure about you is going to stick out that much more. I'm not trying to paint some false hope like you might not come across more fearful before you get there. I'm just saying that contrast is gonna make that man stick out. That man that like is dating a big woman on purpose. You feel me? The man that's pursuing you on purpose because he's attracted to big women in real life. You feel me? So I'm again, unfortunately for people who are outside that model, outside that very narrow box, and it's a lot of women. Rest assured that most women realistically don't fit inside that box that women are expected to fit in. Every woman with stretch marks, every woman who hang a little bit here, who got a mole there, who might grow hair here, has to contend with this idea of what we think women's supposed to be. You feel me? So it's just that again, I want to be frank about where this come from.
Everything he said, that sounds
It's very
100% true.
it is. So next week we are going to go into those things he talked about because it's not just the plus size woman, although it is pushed out differently in that plus size women are talked about. You're the meme. Um, You have the people that say, "Oh, I'll be with a plus size woman. She could cook," or those negative things that they think are compliments. Those are things that they're trying to say to fit in. It is very unfortunate, but there are men more than women that do that because you're trying to get ahead of what may be said um, by your friends or things like that. And it's sad because you a whole grown ass man and you can't be with who you want to be with. The opposite for me is just leave her alone. But in that space where there's other women, you have women that are skin bleaching. They're not comfortable. They're not talked about in the same way, but they still feel it because they see how much another woman is put on a pedestal that might look like a Muppet baby. And they are completely gorgeous, and that's what is around them and actually happening. I know somebody that's been an issue. um, you have that woman who you're you black with that shape. How come I didn't get a bigger butt? Then you have those women that go and get the plastic surgery because plastic surgery would not be at an all-time high if every appropriate size girl was happy with their body.
Right.
There are just as many women getting plastic surgery as it is women that are plus size. But I thought you cared about health. If you cared about health, why are you voluntarily getting under a knife and but you're okay? It's a double standard. You're voluntarily getting under the knife to get a butt put in. That's
I
kind of
think
interesting.
people would
I'm not opposed though. I like
that's
plastic surgery, but that's not the topic. The topic is a double
yeah, that's
standard.
what I was about to say. I guess I'll say that for next week.
Yeah, yeah, because that is not the topic. It is about the double standard in these spaces. Um, and men are fickle. If anything, women and black men, you need to listen. There's a particular black man that I dated. Let me tell you a story. I dated him. I liked him so much in junior high. Yes, I'm going back to junior high. I liked him so much in junior high. He lost weight in high school. He got with the girls that were appropriate for him, but he was still in my space, right? But not in front of everybody. I really didn't care at that point. I should have. It's a lot of shit I didn't care about that I should have cared about, right? I didn't care. I had a boyfriend. But when we got out of school, that same narrative was still there because I was bigger. That narrative was there. But that person was chasing me down and nobody believed me until something happened to that person and I had to outwardly take care of that person or help that person. And that person was caught. I will never forget being asleep or thinking that I was asleep. And I heard him say, and I made him pay for this shit. I heard him say, I would never date a fat girl, especially not one with two stomachs. That bitch. When I tell y'all, I can't tell you all the stuff that I did to that person, but while that person was down, I made that person feel the worst they ever felt because I'll get into that as a whole story time. However, I will never forget that. So when I actually lost weight as an adult, I didn't deal with anybody that came from my past. I also made sure not to be one of those people that, because I got down to what I wanted as my ideal weight before my back trip. I did not talk to other people like I was better once I lost weight. I didn't do that. I don't understand. Why do you think people do that? Once they get their thing, like they get that butt or
Because they
whatever.
think, I guess they feel like then now they're better, they're superior to somebody else now because they lost weight. I have no idea why people do that. I don't know. It'd be a lot of stuff that people do. I honestly just don't understand because I would never do it. So
Right.
I don't be understanding how in their mind they feel like it's okay. Because I couldn't even wrap my mind around doing that. I don't know why people do that once they, I don't know.
I don't know. And yes, so um the men places you can get these type of surgeries and stuff, they have their own clinics and they're kind of the go in the back door.
Yeah,
They
because you don't see them. You do not see men going in these clinics and stuff. And it's a lot of them that get these surgeries now. They get lipo and everything. Get them little fake six packs on there. They getting
Armand,
hair.
did you see his?
What, his six pack?
He did a he did like a confession type thing where he wasn't comfortable with his pecs, so he went in to get something done to his pecs to look, like the physique that you're supposed
Oh
or
no, I didn't see that. Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I don't even remember. I just
it was
remember
during COVID.
he got it. Oh, that's probably why. Because I didn't. I would never watch him then. Um,
Yeah,
he got them
but it
like then
didn't
they
turn
get.
out right. It was botched. It was botched.
Oh, and then they get
It
the
was
implant
botched.
stuff now
It-
in their hair. Like everything that
mm.
we get, they get now too. But it's just you don't know. Well, we will know that they got it because they looking crazy, not crazy, but like French Montana. Like
What did he get?
I think he got liposuction in that fake six pack. I don't know if it was fake or if
Oh,
they just made that mess up. You know how you can Photoshop stuff. It didn't even look like I was like, come on now. So, but they do it the exact same thing women do. Like a
and they
lot
go
of
out of
men,
the country too.
yeah, a lot of men are insecure. They're just as insecure as women now. So they can't just say women are doing it because a lot of men are doing it. If they could afford it, they gonna get it done. They're just as insecure as women now.
So tell me some of the other double standards that we have below, because I know that there are more, but just think about, I think men actually are more insecure. I think they are because they're insecure in a space where it has to do with money, competing with their
Mhm.
friends, who they date, and not wanting to be proud of who you actually love. And then with your body, so you won't do certain things, but you'll want a girl to strip in front of you naked, do all of these things that you love, and you love her body, but you will not do those same things. You won't go to a beach and take off your shirt. You won't play basketball without your shirt. You feel like you have to be perfect. But maybe if y'all stop judging so damn much, then you wouldn't feel like that, because I'm going to do what I want to do. Now, are there certain things that I don't like? I can't stand a two piece on a person that I'd be like, I don't want you to wear that. But I don't, it's you. That's your damn body. If you're my friend and you ask me, then I will tell you. But sometimes, Chad, I'd be like, it's too damn hot. I'm not putting on this nothing. Just wearing what I want to wear real quick. But I also won't jump in front of the camera. I won't do it. But that's what gets the likes. Just surf the internet, double standard. Just surf the internet, and if you look and see a plus size Black woman that's talking about body positivity, loving who I am, all of those things, she's too confident. Look at how the comments are for her, versus and won't have a huge following unless you're trying to tear her down. And then the girl that's on there making fun of how she looked and bringing that to the forefront, then people will be on there, go on, girl, do your thing. You want to big up her because she's not better than you. You don't care. You could easily
Right.
give her a compliment. She needs it. She needs it anyway. People are fickle. You want to be better than people so bad, and I don't understand. Did y'all hear that I said that the guy that said that he lost weight, he was fat and real insecure. And let me just tell you, while we dated after high school, before he said that, insecurity was at an all-time high. I mean, cry like a baby. I cannot. But you know what you couldn't do? Break my confidence. Y'all need to start talking to your kids, because I didn't feel that was his opinion. Now, what I felt a way about is, how dare you say this? And
And you
you're
got
the
more
one saying, yeah,
exactly.
how it was more, how dare you not? Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Mm, nope, I just went into revenge mode. And then all of a sudden, things started happening. And then years later, he even apologized. And you want to know why he probably apologized? Because he had a plus size daughter. Mhm. Plus size, differently shaped plus size. And you have to now look at your daughter and tell her that you love her, which you should do, by the way. You should love her, but you also probably have a guilty conscience in how you treated
Mhm.
people and the things that you said. And now I notice he don't bring his daughter around like that. You damn near went into hiding. You not around people like that no more and stuff like that. Why? Be proud of your baby girl. That's not cool, because now she got to go into the world and deal with other motherfuckers, and it's not cool. Repent and move on. Grow from what you did. We all did silly things when we was young, but you put some effort into that one, and God don't play about me. Just saying. I wish you the best. I never hurt you. Ooh, like a baby, and you know it's true, Mom. Damn near kidnapped at 300 pounds. Hmm. So I feel the same way, Amir. Okay. My good old nephew. So let's take a look. Let's see. In the comments, another reminder, make sure that you keep it respectful. We keep it real around here. But sometimes things need to be said out loud. And I think these things are getting out of control. Too many people are leaving this earth because other people hurt them. And it's not okay. People have feelings and they have to have the right to have feelings. You have the right to not be so mean. It's really no need for it. Critique yourself, fix yourself to that degree. Do I have shade? I do. Behind the scenes. But it's not mean like that kind of stuff. It's not. So let's take a look. So this is the type of type of woman that a man wants if she is plus size. But see if you catch something that I catch. Tell me what kind of plus size woman he's describing to you. Let's see.
What's my weakness? All day, a plus size woman with confidence. I love when some plus size walk in the room with her head up. She got that drip on. And a lot of people think plus size mean these big, extravagant, booty, big titty. Like, it don't always mean that, you feel me? I just like a plus size woman. Some that everybody know ain't the average model figure, but walk in like a model, confident. Cause I ain't always been the average guy, but all I ever had was confidence. So when I meet somebody with confidence, it's love. Plus size women.
Look how thick you get. Look how wide it's thin. Them hoes hate you. They can't stand you. Pull up and ride it, bitches. I'm so proud of you. Look how good you doing. I mean, look how good you feel.
I could do without the song. So
I'll say I don't like that song.
I was trying to click it off, but of course, StreamYard ain't never in my favor. I cannot. So what type of plus size woman do you think that he is talking about? Because there are different variations.
I think he meant like a plus size woman that probably don't have that, when he's saying like the average shape of a plus size woman, so probably like not shaped nicely, but they coming in and they still like got a high ass self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Where can't nobody tell them nothing. They probably still dress nice and everything. Like when they come in, like everybody looking at them still, and not in a bad way. Like, dang, look at her. I think that's what he meant.
I agree as well. There is, by society standards, by what we are trained by, by what some of our preferences are, there is a sloppy version. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. Again, we're gonna keep it real because I don't lie to myself, so I'm not gonna lie and sugarcoat it for you. There are areas I wish that I could change. Am I sloppy with those areas? Absolutely not. Am I wearing a two-piece? Ointo?
Girl, for real.
What? Not at all. When I can wear something else that complements my shape and looks nice, and then post it and you get mad at the type of feedback that you get out. But on a public space, this is the type of feedback that generally comes if you do this thing. So if you do it, like, cut the comments off then, I guess, because that's what people are going to say. Thick. I was thinking he was talking more so thick as well, because when he identified being plus size, he mentioned breasts and butt. He skipped the stomach. So he wants one that's a figure 8 type shape. You can have a little bit of stomach, maybe like an 18. But in comparison to where his head was in his car, he's smaller as well. So I understand.
I was about to say he looked like
I'm not offended. So yeah, people get offended, but it's reality. And if that's not what you want, that's okay. But listen to how he said it. There's nothing wrong
he
with
didn't
how
say it mean or nothing, but people, it's just the society we live in now. Everybody is just so sensitive. Like him saying that, I'm pretty sure it's people in the comments that had something to say, and he really did not say it bad at all. But it's just the world we're living in. is sensitive. They're just too sensitive. They can't take nothing. But nothing he said, that's his preference. And I tell people all the time, if that's what somebody like, who are you to tell them that that's wrong? Like, if that's what he likes,
Right.
that's what he likes.
Right.
Let him be happy.
Now, here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting, and I was so surprised. In the comments, most of the BBWs that responded said, "Thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate the
that's
way you
good.
said that."
That's what I
Right?
said.
I was so surprised.
He said it nice.
Yeah.
That did not sound degrading at all. So if
Mm-mm.
somebody would have been in their feelings, they just wanted to be in their feelings that day. Because he
It
actually
was a
said that.
couple people saying stuff like, "I don't know whether I should be offended or blah, blah, blah."
Or
Here's the
yeah,
problem in that statement. It's life is not about you. You have one partner. You're one person that comes from you, maybe 10, right? Let's just say 10. Out of millions of people, everybody don't gotta fuck with everybody. Everybody don't gotta like you. What's the likelihood you're ever gonna see this person anyway? They have a
I
right
think
to the
it's
stuff
because
that they
some people
want.
do say like compliments
They be
that's
so
not really
sensitive.
yeah, it be compliments. They saying it's a compliment, but it's a double-handed compliment. So a
Yes,
lot of people do that now. So I can see
yes.
some people get mad at stuff like that, but his wasn't
But
double-handed.
his wasn't.
His
So
was
give people credit when it's not. That way that'll push that out into the algorithm more. Because what I've also noticed is if that black man starts here, everybody else follows here. If he starts below the belt, everybody else starts below the belt. And I've seen some of those same people across various platforms. I've seen some of them same people. I don't want to put them on blast because I think people is crazy, y'all. I promise. But I would. They will jump in my inbox. They will go and start following me. And I'm like, I told you I was fat. I have pictures on me of full body. I thought you just said X, Y, and Z. Oh, but you different. Now when I take off this body shaper, I be trying to tell y'all, but I post pictures without it as well. I post pictures with my bare face. I do all of those things. The point is, you actually do like it. So to me, an
yeah.
immediate turn off, like that's crazy to me. Or, oh, but you're pretty. I said I was fat. I didn't say I had low self-esteem and thought I was ugly. I don't think I'm ugly. Why do people say that? Oh, I think I should lose weight, but you're so pretty.
So if I was
And
ugly, y'all should.
I don't know, Rose. This be the shit we hear that I'll be like, I'm so lost.
But that now see, like that's a double-handed compliment to me. It's so many things that people do nowadays that you just be like, for real.
Oh my gosh. So this is the last one and then our last point. We actually going out with something that I know it was meant from a good place, right? Reality versus what we would like. We have to condition people now to backtrack and treat us the way that we deserve to be treated. Because let's just be honest. Well, why weren't plus size people talked about like this before? Because we weren't even in media. We was the
Right.
last ones to enter media. Let's just keep it a buck, which is why I say we're at the bottom of the totem pole. So why when we enter it, we want to do shit like that. And y'all females, I'm gonna get on y'all too, because y'all be in the comments way more than anybody else. If you plus size and you see somebody with a man, oh, it's like y'all lose y'all mind. Y'all show up every day to talk about that person. What is
See,
wrong with you? Are you
I
okay?
don't be understanding that
I
because
can't.
I want everybody to be in love. So long as they look like they in love, I be smiling and cheating like it's me. Hell, like
Everybody ain't happy for you, Ro. They just not.
I know.
It's people that don't think that you should have confidence. It's people.
A compliment with an insult. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that all the time. You pretty to be dark skinned.
Yes.
I hate that because I'm like, that's not a compliment to me. Like, that's the one I get the most, and I hate that. I literally hate that.
So
I'm like,
why can't you just say something like, "No, you pretty to be done"? I know, because that's not a
yeah, that's
compliment.
what that is not a compliment. But a lot of people, and I swear
Because
to
you're not
God, a lot
saying
of
you like
people,
my skin color. Because
they
I say all
they
the
think
time,
that
"Oh my gosh, I love your skin color." Like
but they say
that's
that
a
all the
compliment.
time that is a compliment. I'd have people argue me down like that is a compliment. I was like,
No, it's
how is that
not.
a compliment? And this one guy was like, because most of y'all really not pretty. That's why. I was like, oh wow, like And he was dead
And most light-skinned girls really ain't pretty. If you take
serious.
they hair away,
I do
they're not.
better.
Most
I do
people.
better with that when people tell me that now. Back in the days, I used to cuss people out about that. Now I just be like, whatever. Okay.
So you see what I mean? Some people you got to have a clap back. Oh, tell me in the comments too what kind of clapbacks y'all have. Because I'm trying to tell you at this
I
point,
can't say my clapbacks
sometimes
on
I do be
you'll
going
get in
in on
trouble.
people because I'm
Look, I'm
like,
like,
mm,
I can't say my clapbacks. You know my mouth. So just know.
yeah, whisper yours, right, Mom? Whisper yours to me on the side because I don't want to get my.
Right. You so like I can't say my clapbacks because I'm going in and I'm cussing you out.
It's so sad. I don't understand. Black women deserve the same love, respect, the hype that y'all give all of these other people,
Mm-hmm.
period. Or here's the best part because I'm okay with you not hyping me up. I am. I don't like to be over complimented anyway. My concern is that you go out of your way to ensure that you negatively comment. I don't understand. What joy do you get out of breaking that person? Well, I'm not telling them something they don't know.
I'm telling you, people is just bullies nowadays. They're bullies because they're social media bullies, behind the keyboard bullies,
But
whatever
if
you
I
call.
talk about your kid and say something you don't like, or we talk about somebody with a disability, because for some, weight actually is a disability. They had something
Mhm.
happen and they physically, we're finding out PCOS.
Yeah,
That one is a lot. Early menopause. You have a baby, the depot shot. It's a bunch of things that you say. Well, if you would just eat right, well, that worked for my sister. That's your sister. It may not work for you. Anyway, I don't understand because I saw a girl in the gym and she was getting told that she didn't look right being in the gym, but she was working out real hard, so her like breast was going up and down, but she had on a sports bra and everything. I don't know. I don't know. But let's listen to this and then we will be out right after. Hopefully it
But
works.
I tell you the truth though, a lot of guys, we love BBWs. For one, they're nice. Most of them got good jobs, you know. And the most important thing that probably most of us run into, that pussy be good. BBWs got that warm honey bun pussy. Like you got a honey bun, you put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds, you take that bitch out and eat that motherfucker. That pussy feel that BBW.
So it's different than a regular.
It's a different type of meat moisture on that motherfucker. You hear me? I love a BBW. Now,
Did she look irritated to you?
yes, she did. It looked like she didn't like that he was saying that about them. I was looking at her like, why is she looking like that?
She looks very irritated.
She really
Let
did.
me let me tell you what I don't like. We're normally sweet. The compliments that he gave, I don't like them
Yeah,
because those.
they sweet. They got good jobs. They stuff is good. Like that's not really like a good compliment about everything. Like it's everything is beneficial to him really.
that- That's where the problem is. Um, I would say that it's a reason. I think that Black people in general are very nice because we understand what it is to be on the other side of that. Because there are some that are not very nice and get on the other side and they finally make it and they revert back to behaving that way. There are some that have been raised and they didn't have any struggles. I do think that people that have been through more are generally the nicest people because you've been through it and you don't want to see that on somebody else. I do think that. But then there are people that have been through nothing, had an amazing life, and they're just nice people.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I think that if you've been through something, it makes you more aware. I think that's what I was looking for. It makes you more aware of the things you shouldn't say because you listen with a different ear, where
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, to your point, might say, "Oh, that was a nice compliment," but right away, rather my complexion is different or my shape is different or any of these things, I immediately know because I know what it's like when people think that those are
Right.
compliments, so I can relate. I do think that that is true. But I think that he was coming from a good place. But again, I think those are the things that are used
I
to
don't think so.
immediately
That ain't no
justify.
good place.
You
I mean, it
don't?
could have been. I
Okay.
don't think it was from a bad place, but it was like kind of,
You still skating on the line.
yeah, like I don't know what to say. It was kind of ignorant to me. It wasn't a bad place, but it was kind of ignorant to me.
I would say I agree. Are you saying that because in this social space, especially those of us that are actually in the social space, you hear a lot more of the grievances, so you should probably adhere to them and care. So you should kind of not say certain things.
No, because even before I was in the social media space, it was certain stuff I would say and wouldn't say. Like it's just, I was raised better, I guess. Hell, some people just wasn't raised right. So it's certain stuff I would not say to people, but it's certain stuff that I say to people and they
I
still get
agree.
offended. I had to think about it. Like it's stuff that I say to people and they still get offended, and I really be coming from a genuine space, and they get offended because they say I have no filter. So I guess I can't talk about nobody. Yeah, I don't know.
No, you can because there's something to say there, right? You can. Here's where we need to practice looking at self, and this is where affirmations, manifesting, all of those things come
Mhm.
from therapy,
Yeah.
because there's a reason why I'm comfortable with hearing the word fat. I knew that it wasn't going away. I knew that that's what I was. And I knew that the likelihood of me being caught that is real because I am. So I had to do the work myself and figure out, why does this make you so upset? And
Hmm.
it really came back to a particular person that made me so upset. I had to heal from that because I didn't want to allow that word to have so much power, as an example. You have to be comfortable with, oh, you have auntie arms, right? That doesn't offend me because I know from them it's a compliment. So I have learned to take things the way people intended to take it or to say it. And if you try to insult me, I also, unless you're really good at it, I also have found a way to take that and twist it so that I hear it differently than the way you said it. It protects me. That's for me. So you're right. If you
Yeah, I
said
ain't
it from
got
a good
that.
place,
I haven't
why are
got
they getting upset?
I haven't got there yet. If I know, to me, people know what they're saying, and when you're trying to be slick and stuff, I know when you're trying to be slick. So no, you
So
not
if
off.
they're being slick, I don't think it's anything with you wrong with you saying something like, that was cute. You was trying to be slick, but you need to grow up. Why not call them out?
I will,
If
but
people started getting called
I
out more, I don't
want
think
to
that they,
learn how to just talk more like a lady, because I'm calling men and women bees and stuff. So I'm just trying to work on myself, because that's the first word I'm gonna call you. I don't care if you're a man, you one too.
okay. Well, I'm just saying, people need to work on their backhanded compliments. And if the masses don't like something, it doesn't matter if the like I just said, I'm okay with the fat word, but most people are not. So you probably shouldn't use it unless you are trying to offend somebody. It's no other way around it. Your age doesn't give you the right to say what you want to say. So you allowing your kids to say shit like the little boy who called a woman that was passing by big back. Now she'd have turned around and popped your kid in the mouth, then you'll be
That
mad.
was funny to me though, but I know, but he should have got in trouble. But just think, he probably hear people calling people big back all the time. But he would have got in trouble, but I probably would have laughed, but he would have got in trouble after that. Like, you don't say that to nobody. You don't know them. And you
Well, I
don't know how
wouldn't
that's
have
gonna
laughed.
make them feel. I
I
probably would
wouldn't have laughed.
have, just me, because like a little kid saying that, like, how do y'all learn this mess?
They learn it
But
from their parents. This is what
yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You talk like that in your home. You talk about fat people in your home. So when your child came out, how were they supposed to know
But
that?
just think, everybody, but a big back don't necessarily gotta be a fat person all the time. So some people just take stuff. You being greedy, could, to me, you could be a big back just because you greedy.
But she was walking by, so she wasn't being greedy. She was walking by.
No, I'm saying,
We don't know
when
what she
you
was looking
saying,
like.
when the kids hear the parents talking, you could be calling
Mhm.
your friend a big back, and they probably not necessarily a big back. It's just that they greedy. So it's just, some kids just know how to use words in the right way. So I would have corrected him for sure, because I'm like, Now, if that lady would have turned around and said something to you, then I'm gonna have to say, like, so you can't do stuff like that.
Right.
You have to
Definitely a
correct it
teachable
right
moment.
away. You have to
Right.
correct that stuff right away.
Right. Definitely a teachable moment. But age don't give you a pass, because if I'm in a store and your kid calls me fat, if there's anything wrong with them, I'm going to say it. I am.
Well, see,
I'd be
I
like,
had that happen
I'm
to me.
fat, but
So
you
I don't know.
didn't comb your hair today. You probably shouldn't talk about people. Yeah, I am. And here's the thing, y'all don't do that if you got a problem with going toe to toe with somebody, because you're probably gonna have to. And give a like a little pause. If the parent jumps in to get the situation,
Correct
i.e.,
it.
said, yes,
Mm-hmm.
then don't do that. But I also have a sister that when we was in Washington, she checked a whole toddler, and I was like, and the parent was, so she don't care. Raise your kids better. Point blank, period. Because we heard a lot of things coming up, and how many did we repeat? We
Right.
didn't. These
But
kids
this a
these
whole
days is
different.
out of
This
control
generation, we can't even compare them to us. Hell.
because they're not being parented. They're
Yeah,
not being
it's not.
parented.
We can't compare them at all. So, like you said, if
Yeah.
the parent don't jump in to correct them, then if you feel like you want to say something, say it. But give the parent
Mhm.
about 3 to 5 seconds to correct them.
Right. Give them a second. And you could even say something to the parent like, you should get your kid because the next person ain't gonna be so nice. It's different levels to the way that you can do it. You really can. But should it be addressed? I think it should, because that's why people is out of control, because they think they can say and do whatever they want to, and it's no repercussions. Well, what make your kids' feelings any more special than my feelings? You don't know what I've been through in my life. I could have had the worst life ever, and this is the best year of my life. I could have just lost 400 pounds. You don't know that, and you could have just set me back. That's why it's better to just
Mhm.
shut up, because you don't know. It's really not cool. And everybody not gonna care about your kids, like the teacher up north that just put the duct tape, or the security guard to put the duct tape on the kid's mouth because she wouldn't shut the hell up. I mean, probably shouldn't have did that, but they tired of y'all kids. Y'all kids
Yeah.
bad. Y'all kids bad. So that is it for today. Those are some of the double standards. And at the height of it, Black men, can you treat Black women better? Or be absent like you do when you don't want to deal with your kids? But go away quietly. Like, don't say anything. Because we big up y'all. Y'all teddy bears. We love the beard. We focus on the thing that we like and highlight that thing. And y'all focus on the thing you don't like and want to drag us up and down the street. I think a lot of you need therapy, and I'm not being funny, because I've noticed sometimes when I go to a page, that very thing they just drag that girl for, they mama be looking like that. And I think that's crazy that you just called her a beautiful queen, but maybe you was embarrassed when she used to have to come pick you up from school or something like that. Who
Right.
knows? Because kids could be cruel. But either way, why pass that on to another woman and take out your anger for your mom not doing a certain thing out on that girl because you love your mom? You could easily just be quiet. So that is it from me. Make sure you subscribe, comment below, and let me know your double standards, your clapbacks, all of that. And around here, I said it already, I'm not promoting being fat. I'm promoting you loving yourself, because certain
Yeah.
situations can break
High
you.
self
And I
esteem.
don't think that that's good. Yes. Love, and don't allow people to play with you. Don't jump on the first thing that come around. Don't allow people to give you backhanded compliments to get between your legs. Don't be with nobody that's not proud of you. And all of these are going to be shows. But on the next show, we're going to be talking about how different shapes of women see body image, all African American, of course, and how it has impacted us and what we did to fix it or not. So, anything from you, Rose?
Uh, no, just like I said before, like just try to have high self esteem and think positive of yourself. Because if you don't think positive of yourself and always thinking low of yourself, nobody else will think positive of you. So you have to start giving yourself self affirmations in the morning, like put little sticky notes and stuff. I am beautiful. I'm smart. Like
I am
some,
kind.
yeah, like do that. Like you have to really big yourself up and hype yourself up,
Agreed.
or
So,
nobody
yeah.
else will.
They won't. And some will do it just to use you. So if you do it yourself, it won't be fresh and new and eye grabbing, or make you do things you shouldn't do just for that attention. So that is it. We will see you tomorrow on Talk to Rose. And then for the next 30 days, I am posting content. I'm putting myself through a boot camp. I developed a whole plan with a social media manager. So affirmations coming right up. Yes, here we go again. So here we go, and have an amazing night. Good night, everybody.